So where are we at? We are, or I, other, who are at Crossroads. I'm quite happy with the progress today so far. Now I just need to change canvas for that one back there. So whack my camera that back. Ugh. One. Yeah. Then do the same larger house. Let's get some darks in there. Oh, I like the way that's gone down there. Like it's raining. Looks like it's raining. Kinda. So what I should do actually is I sent a picture to Rami and Ashram, sent them a picture which I'm going to send to my computer. Let's edit it first, and I don't need to edit it, just cancel, just share it to my Telegram because that's nice and convenient, and share it to, well, I think I've got a folder called Wrest Park. Send it to there, because this, if it wasn't obvious, these two architectural features in the landscape are based on real life buildings in structures in Wrest Park. As far as I know, is Bedfordshire. Can't tell you. It's near Ampthill, somewhere like that. Clop Hill, not far from there, somewhere around about that area. Never been there. I got this information from photographs, which, why don't I move this off of that screen? Pull up Telegram. Hopefully this isn't going to mess things up speed wise. I'll keep an eye on the latency. And there we go, Wrest Park. Copy image. Yeah, well, let's just drag that across there. And get rid of that. And open that. use that as my comparator. Make sure we ain't getting too far apart from each painting. So I really don't have to do much to the water here. That's pretty much the right colour. So we just got one thing I want to do actually before I carry on, because I want this water line somehow to key in the water line here, key in over here somehow. So I'm going to do a rough measurement with my paintbrush. Is it? On the bridge. About there where the water line is, so that's not too bad. So we can kind of like bring that down. We could, how about, it's this building isn't right upon the water. There's some distance between the building and the water line, so you can see around here we kind of like here, so somehow we got to transition this line into this line, which we could probably do with just some plants. There we go. Not perfect. Let's work with that. I'm going to have to be real careful here not to obliterate my sketch. I think what I'm going to have to do is actually switch to a I do want to make this darker, but I don't want to destroy my basic sketch. I'm using my finger and some water just to spread. I guess we're going to have to like pick out this detail again at some point. Remembering that the light is coming from this side. I don't want to destroy too much of this detail that I've already picked out from previous sessions, so I was going to smudge it, smudge it. I want it to be darker, but I don't want to destroy the info that I've created already. This side of the building is going to be darker. I don't mind deleting some of this information at the cost of making progress. I don't know if what I just said made sense anyway. Bambling along, trying not to be too boring. This is dry land here that I'm filling in. Like road, pathway. So, and naturally, since this is right up on the water edge, let's not lose that edge there. I don't want to get this detailing. I'm just doing this for proportions. Of course, I want to be able to show that this is a reflection, but I don't want it to. I don't want to get too doing that just yet. But sense of going to go on this side as well because this side's a bit brighter, so I don't know how dark we're going to go over here. We'll come back and do some more of the building. Wow, but I just want to probably just want to pick this bit out just right now because I don't want to lose that edge. And the bottom of the building there, there, and keep that line, keep that line, that line, keep the building. And oh, let's just do this top dome as well. And it's not very steady. This brush isn't ideal for this. Let's keep it vague. Just on. You've got to stop in a minute, David. I don't wanna. I'm not really sure what's going on there. All right. There. That'll do. Building for now. It's pegged in. Get on with some foliage. All right, so this was going to be the bank. So this was going to be the water's edge along here. I want it just to go off like that, so I'm going to kind of like bring it right, and I'm going to go up and on a high bank, which was going to be, let's just fill it. Plants, plants, plants. Think plants. That dark down there. And of course, that is going to be reflected. So off there. And yeah, so this was a big tree. I'm just going to stick a couple of superficial branches so I don't lose them into the background again. Now, somewhere in here, there was a figure which was going to have. It was a statue actually, but I was actually thinking about turning it into a man holding a lantern. So somewhere in here, where does he go? I can't even see. Well, this is where he is, right near. But maybe that's a bit high. So this needs to come down. This like a little. This could be a path just here. Here we go. So let's have like let's put this path in and have some. You're not really going to see much of that path as such. Somehow it has to come down in steps. I want it to come down in steps. So yeah, that makes that flow down there. Little steps. And have some little plants there. And let's echo that on this side. Feel like. And this path on this side is going to carry on and go back up as if we're walking back onto the other canvas. Steps, 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 steps. Up. And this, of course, is going to be reeds. You know, since we got reeds, we've got to have reeds. This can't be winter because all the reeds die away. So I think we're going to have a pseudo late autumn, possibly very late summer, before all of the reeds have dissolved into the riverbank. This, I don't want to. I'm having no plants here. This is basically where the pavement or path comes right up to this water's edge. Actually, let's just be cheeky and see what it does if I have a bit of an experiment. Just to make this a bit more path-like, let's kind of make it grey. Add some white, which is going to turn this almost grey and smooth like concrete. Not so obviously grass or anything. There's another statue here. I think that's its head, its shoulders, and some kind of feature there. Not sure how that actually sits, but here we're going to have this man here also. So the door's about that tall, so he needs to be about this tall. And there's his feet, and there's his head about there. And I want him to be carrying, there's his shoulders about there. And he's going to be carrying a lantern at arm's length. Something like that. And that's where he's going to be. And let's put this little lantern right on there, so we know that. You know, we'll do some more details in that later. Nothing more than a scribble right now. Now the actual horizon is going to have to be... Oh, so what we're doing here, so that goes right up there. We want that hill to come back down and off the other canvas. We've got this grassy knoll, as I think I once was calling it. Yep, we've got the grassy knoll, which just disappears off into the distance there, behind the bridge. So I need to measure from the top of the canvas where the grassy knoll. Knoll. Oh, comes to there. Crikey, it's quite high. It's going to be that high. So not sure I really want it that high. I want it to come down. I don't want this is going to be then the horizon, which that's not too bad. I don't want it too slopey, which we can hide the actual hide line here with some foliage. You're not going to know. Some trees coming in front of here anyway. And then that bank. Half is going to kind of like merge into thicket. Let's have a thicket. So we've got the grassy knoll and the thicket that leads to the bridge. Now I've got two figures in this painting, and now they're statues in Wrest Park. They're actually statues, but this figure here is like up on a platform, so I don't know. We might have to get rid of him. We want another figure there, or I kind of like the idea of there being a figure there, but you know what? I'm going to rub him out. And I've got this straight edge here, and I've got this straight edge here. I think I'm going to have another figure here, but he's going to be down, standing on the ground. At these steps here, he's going to have walked out of here. Maybe he's heading this. Maybe he's walking down there. How tall is he going to be? He's going to be about that tall as well, isn't he? About as long as the black part of my brush. So his head's going to... Yeah, and I think it'd be kind of good to have him break up the edge of this. Let's put him in here. Let's put his thick body. And which way is he going to be? He's going to be going that way. They're all going to go this way. They're looking this way. Because this guy's coming with his lantern. and he's going to be lighting up the side of this building. And this guy here, well, you don't want to get caught for whatever he's been doing. I don't know what he's been doing. I think, did he come out of the building, or is he like, I don't know. Surely, surely this man can see this man. Maybe these two are colluding together. I have no idea. Let's just give him. It's really vague. I just know there's a figure there. What's he going to be doing? I don't. Anyway, and there's going to be, there's some wake on the water because a boat has gone that way. I think it might be a boat on the other, trying to flee the scene on the other canvas. All right, so what a lot of waffle. Let's get some paint going on in this. This is a big. This is a lot of dark shrubbery here. Let's have a so we've got the thicket and the shrubbery over here. And bring this, give this like a rolling, the riverbank, the lakeside bank, the lake bank of the lake coming down here. That is rudely interrupted by some thick stuff. This guy has clearly come out of hiding. So this is kind of like ivy, a big clump of ivy climbing up trees is what this is. So yeah, we got leaves going on. We got some leaves. Definitely. It's got to be autumn. Can't be winter. Not with all these leaves. This grass, this grassy knoll. And we've got to have some trees on the horizon here. They're going down, going away, disappearing as you do. Down behind. There we go. and it's really dark. It'll be really dark down here. I think I need to emphasize how dark this is down here. And this building kind of it will pop out from this side. All right, let's get some darkness into this. All right, and underneath these trees is going to be really super dark. We don't want it to be. More paint going on because it's running out. Let's really block this to show you how thick this area of this shrubbery right on the way down. There's not much light getting over here. Okay, and distant stuff going on in there. Nice switch brush. Right, this is where I got to pick out some big trees, big, not, yeah, pretty big trees. I want some dark, imposing life. Coming out of this shrubbery. I'm gonna turn into a more of a outcrop, forest outcrop. Looking. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put a nice dark line on there because that deserves it. And this needs to be real prominent down here. When I get a bit more into this, I can start to introduce. Now, that is the water line. So, let's have some reflections. Just so you can remember this is water. There. And there. And there. Alright, so I think, yeah, we have to have, because there we have another tree just coming into. This is going to grow pretty quick. There you go, by the side of the lake, growing up. And that way, reaching out and making it all the way to there and drooping back down. There we go. And what kind of trees are these? I have no idea. No idea trees. And how big is this tree? Well, those look like needs to go back up that way. I think it needs a thicker trunk. Need a thicker trunk to hold all these big branches up. And yeah, broken branch there. I'm going to try and avoid making this too generic. I'm coming up to about an hour now, so there's some. Make that a bit vague as to where that tree actually comes out the ground. Maybe it comes out there. And this one, that was true. And that. And we need another one. Another one coming up here somewhere. And here, so we don't fall off the page. One coming up that way. Maybe now we need just a little bit of use some of this mixing. This is watercolor mixing medium, which not water-based oil mixing medium. I don't know how this is going to work. I mean, this is water mixable oil, so I don't see why it shouldn't work. It's water-based. This, I think this is blending medium for watercolor paints, but should work. Let's get some finer details on these branches. Otherwise, these just some short, jerky All right, okay. Don't want to get too carried away. I've just got to put a couple of put some leaves in up here. I'm going to build that up some more later. I think I've been a bit quiet for a little while. And trying to get to some point where I can break for the night. I think I'm almost there. A couple more dib dabs here and there. What Rami thinks of it now. Let's leave that there. Okay. I think we're done for today. I'm not gonna. It's 7:40. It's only still early, but I could come back later. But I definitely need a break. So I'm gonna end session 3 and report back later. I'm going to take a picture of this. Maybe put the 2 pictures next to each other. I'm not sure yet. Well, we've definitely made some progress. Let's put it to the future owners. Yeah, so there we have it. I got somewhere with that. Thank you for watching, and be seeing you.